Welcome back to the tube. Diuresis day today. So I've used the word diuresis a few times, like on my Instagram and things like that, and people kind of like, okay, what is a diuresis day? Diuresis is essentially the excretion of water. We are loading the muscle with water, sodium, carbohydrates, glycogen, and then with an excretion day or a diuresis day, we're really looking to pull a lot of that water out and then really give you like a really nice crisp look. So that's kind of the whole point of the process of like peak water manipulation, sodium manipulation, things like that. As a sort of a brief kind of overarching emphasis of what we're trying to do, lots of sodium, lots of water, lots of carbs at the start of the week to sort of load the body. And then we try to pull that water out of the muscle, make that skin just that little bit tighter, that little bit crisper, and gives you that nice, full, hard, crisp, dry look. So that's kind of the extent of what we're going to today. So we did 3,000 grams of carbs over 3 days, and I just took my body weight, and it is the exact same weight that it was when we started the carb up. So 3,000 grams of carbs over 3 days, and my body weight has not changed a gram, which is really, really positive to know that we could definitely push those carbs, the fluid, the hydration, the sodium even more. So knowing that we've got that room in the cap to continually push that weight up, that gives us a lot of data and a lot of information as to where we can sort of go from there. With that being said, the diet's going to be very, very different today. Pulling carbs all the way down. We're pulling water from 10 liters yesterday down to 2 liters today. We're pulling sodium from 9 grams yesterday to 4.5 grams today, so half the amount of sodium. Significantly less water, pushing the protein up. So protein's going to be up almost at 300 grams today, and carbs are going to go from 1,000 down to 282. And then fats are going to go from 50 grams, which they have been the last couple of days, up to 105. So very big manipulation in terms of carbohydrates. So it's not all about just calories in, calories out. Once you get to the nitty gritties in the later parts of comp prep, it really becomes a little bit more articulate, and it really becomes a little bit more finicky and finer detail as to what nutrients we're putting in, how the body responds to those nutrients. We're going to jump outside, take some check-in photos for Justin. We're going to do meal one straight after that, which I'll take you through once I make that. It's still going to be cream of rice, but the ingredients will sort of differ and change a little bit. So I'll take you through that really, really quickly once we've made meal one. And then it's going to be another full rest day. So we're mimicking what would be a peak week, and we wouldn't train the day before a show. So we're not going to train today. Still go through a few posing rounds, still move the body after every meal. Nothing too strenuous, lots of recovery, lots of stress-free environments. I don't know if you can tell, currently wearing the brand new ORCH merch. So shirts are officially in. We've got the ORCH logo on the front, and then we've got the big ORCH logo and the Pro Tour dates on the back. And I am very, very excited. These shirts are incredibly comfortable. I am wearing a 3XL. So we've gone for kind of like the longer sleeve, the broader shoulders, the boxy kind of pump cover tee. And it is honestly just the most comfortable thing. It's 100% cotton. The prints are really good quality. It's not kind of just like iron pressed on. So it's not one of those cheap and tacky shirts where the prints are going to peel off and kind of come off in the wash. It's a really nice fabric. It's breathable. We wanted it to be thick enough and comfortable enough that it's durable, but also not too thick and uncomfortable and kind of like annoying to train in when you train in those like thicker t-shirts, if that makes sense. So it's like the perfect combination of a relaxed fit, a pump cover, breathable enough to train in, but thick enough that it kind of sits really nicely on your body and will hold its form over a long period of time. So these are released. You can pick these up. I will pop the Shopify link, is a pinned comment down in the comments just below. Hop on, grab one, grab two, grab one for the missus to sleep in, whatever you want to do. Ranges small all the way up to a 3XL. So this is a 3XL, but they are an oversized fit. So you probably want to, depending on your fit that you're after. Jaxie boy, come here. We've been asked to provide more Jaxie content on the tube. So this is little Jaxie boy. He is a anxious, nervous wreck, so he fits in perfectly in this household. But he's the house bodybuilding dog, and he's a bit of a loose cannon. So he kind of just does his own thing and runs around and makes the best situation he can. But go, be free. click the Shopify link, go and grab yourself a tea. They are available from now. We've got plenty of stock, hopefully. I don't know. I haven't checked the orders. I'm really, really excited about that. And then we're definitely looking at doing some more merch down the road. So some more shirts, maybe some hoodies. I really want to make some socks, randomly enough. I'm a big fan of socks. So I'd love to make some ORCH socks or something like that, maybe. We'll do some hats, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. The options are endless. I'm going to go outside. We've got some light now. I'll take some photos. I might film some. And we'll make meal one. That's definitely going in there.
Meal one.
Meal one.
Sorry, you didn't. Welcome back to the two.
I've already done the intro.
Oh, true. My bad.
But also, welcome Caitlyn back to the two. Caitlyn is back from work, so she is making my meal one because I'm a blessed individual for a lot of reasons. On the knocker, nearly. So meal one is going to be 100 grams of rice flour. We're upping the protein to 70 grams today. 100 grams of blueberries, 100 grams of raspberries, 30 grams of peanut butter, and we're removing the jam. So as I said, bringing carbs down, pushing fats and protein up. So the protein's going up to 70 grams in this meal, and the peanut butter is going up to 30 grams. And then we're reducing the salt by half today. So we're doing a gram of salt here as well. So we will make meal one. Caitlyn will eat the same meal two that she's eaten for the last...
I haven't eaten my meal one yet.
What?
I know. Wild. I've only had my chicken.
Caitlin's usually halfway through meal three by this time of the day.
I'll have you all know there may be a few raspberries missing, but
of course there is.
She's there.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
She's there. Look, you try getting up at 3 a.m. and having to go to work, back-to-back clients, and not eat your meal, okay?
Nah.
Exactly.
I'm good.
Precisely.
I'm good. So I thought it would be interesting to kind of touch on the conversation that we had in the car this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about perspective, understanding where we are, what we're doing, and kind of an overall self-awareness of just how much we are really accomplishing our dreams, I guess, for lack of a better terminology. And sometimes that can often get lost in, I guess, the process when you're constantly looking for the next step, the next accomplishment, the next achievement, the next kind of progression point of your career. You kind of fail to look back and really see how far you've actually come, right? If I think, I can speak for both of us when I say that if you had have shown us our life 5 years ago and said that we'd be here,
I would have laughed in your face. Literally.
Literally laughed in your face.
Yeah.
And
but I think being goal-driven people as well, like it's hard to, you don't necessarily want to look back because you're always constantly looking forward, and that's all well and good, but there's a lot to say for gratitude and realizing like how far you've actually come as well. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. I was saying to Matt this morning, none of this was on my bingo card for 2025. Like, would not have expected it at all.
Neither of us, I think,
No.
are in a position that we thought we'd be in. I would say 12 months ago, but even 3 months ago. Perspective is everything, and sometimes it's good to look back and see how far you've come and acknowledge that and appreciate that. But it also doesn't take away from the continual progression that we're looking for. I think you definitely need to have a healthy balance of both. So anyway, that was a little bit of a soul-searching moment at 4:30 this morning when we went and grabbed a coffee. But Diuresis Day is in effect. High protein, higher fat, low carb. We'll see you at meal two. Alrighty. Welcome back to the kitchen for meal two. Now, depression has set in, and let me explain why. Just for context purposes, yesterday I was doing 150 grams of raw weight rice in multiple meals. So that's 150 grams of raw weight rice in each of those meals. Today we're doing 120 grams of raw weight rice across a total of 3 meals. So if that doesn't show you the discrepancy of the carbohydrate intake today compared to yesterday, then I don't know what will. So we've got all our chicken prep for today. So we've got that. Caitlyn cooked all that in like the slow pressure cooker. So that's like shredded chicken. We pull that apart. We're doing 300 grams of raw weight chicken there. So we kind of do it in bulk. So what we do is We weigh the total amount raw, then we weigh the total amount cooked, do a little bit of formulation and calculation, divide the cooked weight by the raw weight, and then we do our math that way. So it works out being 0.6. So we do 300 grams times 0.6, and that gives us our cooked weight, if you follow me. Then we'll do the same thing with our rice. So we've got 120 grams of raw weight rice in the rice cooker. So I'll take that out, take the total weight of raw weight rice, divide that by 3. Obviously, we've got 40 grams across 3 meals equals 120 raw weight. So the cooked weight divided by 3 equals the 3 individual amounts that we need for those 3 meals. So in this meal, we're doing 300 grams of raw weight chicken breast, 40 grams of raw weight rice. We're doing a measly 25 grams of dates. That is exactly 25 grams of dates. So I'll probably chop that up and just sprinkle that over the top of this meal. We're doing 20 mils of premium MCT coconut oil. So I'll drizzle that over the top. And then 75 grams of beetroot, and then just 1 gram of salt in this meal. So we're still keeping sodium and water in. We're just reducing it drastically after obviously we've done such a surplus amount the last couple of days. So we're not eliminating anything completely. We'll never eliminate water completely. We'll never eliminate sodium completely. We still want to keep them in. We still want to utilize them. We're just going to reduce them drastically. So by titrating them up and then bringing them back down, we're getting that drop-off effect there rather than cutting them out completely. So the meals are going to look very, very different today. Like I said, complete flipped on its head from the last couple of days, but that's what we want to be doing. No sauce or nothing on that. Don't need it. It's going to be tasty regardless. Honestly, the hardest part about today is not drinking water, which is a crazy concept. Like the amount of times I've just picked up my bottle autonomously and just gone to drink it. I mean, like, hold your horses there, buddy. We're not pushing water today. So it's been a pretty chill morning. I've been writing out delivery bags for the ORCH shirts because people have been jumping at those, which is really, really appreciated. And as I said earlier, the link for that will be down in the comments. So if you want to jump on the Shopify, grab yourself a shirt. There's still plenty. I've ordered a bunch in the hopes that people are jumping on board. So we've got plenty of shirts there. And I will be doing another order very, very soon. And those shirts will be available continuously. Even when I'm over in the US, I've got people back home in Australia that will be shipping and sending those out. So I've been writing out a bunch of addresses. We're going to take those to the post office this afternoon, send those out. Just jumped on a podcast with Tom Rodriguez. So we do a Pep Your Prep podcast as well. And I'll also pop the link for that in the description of this video if you want to check out our podcast. We've been doing that for a while. It's just a couple of bodybuilders talking shit and occasionally giving some words of wisdom around, bodybuilding and everything that's around that. So I'll pop the link for the Pep Your Prep podcast in the description for this video as well. But meal 2, it is 12:40, so a little bit later. The podcast went a little bit longer than it was supposed to, which is pretty common for us, to be honest with you. And then did a bunch of client work, did a bunch of social media stuff that I needed to do, watching some Summer League. It's a very chill day today. Like I said, no cardio, no training, just making sure we're getting our meals in, making sure we're ticking all the boxes, resting, recovering, eating, living that bodybuilding life. It is officially 9 days until we fly out. So starting to get to the pointy end, organizing everything for that as well. So organizing travel cards, travel SIM cards, making sure we've got all adapters, making sure we've got our pill containers for all our supplements and vitamins, and making sure that we're taking everything we need so that we are fully prepared for the US. And Caitlyn, being the absolute superstar that she is kind of taking care of most of that, which it makes it so much easier for me. And she is across all of that. So makes my life super easy when I've got someone so organized and someone so on top of things, kind of handling all that. And so visas are done, ESTAs are done, passports are sorted. If you know anything about me, you know I have an issue with passports in the past, but that's a story for another day. Rice is almost done. I'm going to separate all this and then get meal 2 down, and then we'll be back for meal 3 this afternoon. The way that I hear that sound of the microwave finishing in my nightmares and my dreams is ridiculous. Meal 3. It is massively different from meal 2. It's not. We're doing 300 grams of raw weight chicken breast, which Miss Caitlyn has prepared. 40 grams of raw weight rice. We've upped the dates from 25 grams to a whopping 50 grams in this meal. We're adding 20 mils of our MCT coconut oil. we're doing 100 green beans instead of the 75 grams of beetroot in this meal. And then we're adding 1 gram of salt. So basically just throwing it all into a bowl, chopped up the dates, got the green beans, the rice, the shredded chicken, and then we'll drizzle the oil over the top, add a gram of salt, and then tuck right in. Beautiful. It's honestly been crazy how fatigued I've been today. I'm not sure if it's the massive reduction in carbohydrates. I'm not sure if it's the massive reduction in water. I'm not sure if it's the fact that I've just been kind of sitting around all day, either editing YouTube, doing client work, packing all my shirts and orders, which is crazy, by the way. All the mediums, larges, and extra larges have sold out already. So apologies if you're not a really small human or a really big human, but we're going to be ordering some more shirts ASAP. So if you're a really small human or a really large human, feel free to jump onto the smalls, the 2XLs and the 3XLs. Honestly, I guess it's a good problem to have, I suppose. The fact that people are jumping on the shirts and buying them. But I guess I kind of sold myself a little bit short on the expectations of what I thought people would buy. So it's a good problem to have. So we'll order some more shirts. I'll get this meal down, start editing the rest of this video. I think I might try and pop it up tonight, actually. I think that's a good idea because we've only got 1 meal left for the day, and that'll be easy to edit and upload. So we might do that. Caitlyn's got steps to do? Yes. Does Matt have steps to do? Absolutely not. Yeah, I guess because I'm so used to being so active, running around doing a whole bunch of stuff. What's up, kid? The sitting around doing nothing is kind of the hardest part of prep for me. Peak week is so difficult because I'm not doing anything. And then it feels like I'm being lazy, and then I start to get in my own head. I'm just doing what I'm told, following the plan, eating the meals I'm told to eat, doing the output I'm told to do, getting to sleep as best as I can. So hopefully it means that I get a really good sleep tonight and we wake up super tight and super crispy in the morning, which is super exciting. But that's it. That's meal 3. I'll see you at meal 4. Meal 4. That microwave.
Triggering.
Ugh.
Can you please open it so it doesn't
Yeah.
keep going?
You know the Simpsons episode where Sideshow Bob steps on the rake and it comes up and hits him in the face? And he's like, ugh.
I never really watched The Simpsons, so no. I mean, I know what you're talking about. But
No, you don't. It's fine.
It's not really my
I'm now
thing.
rethinking everything. But every time I hear that microwave noise, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, meal 4 is 300 grams of raw weight extra lean beef mince, 40 grams of raw weight rice.
1.5.
Yeah. 25 grams of medjool dates, 20 mils of the oil, 100 grams of green beans, and 1.5 grams of salt. Should we put some Mrs. Taste on this meal? No. Perfect.
I mean, if anything, I would put maple.
Maple?
Yeah.
That could work.
Yeah.
Some sugar-free maple with beef mince, rice, and dates. Say less.
I feel like that's going to be better than barbecue with dates.
I agree.
Otherwise, I would have kept the dates separate.
And I don't have like my regular 400 grams of cereal today, so I could do with something sweet. Oh, yeah. I'm back to life. I was feeling some type of way today.
Yeah.
Do you know why I was feeling some type of way? Because I was left alone in the house all day. Everyone went off to train and do cardio and steps, and I was left.
You poor lonely
little old
boy.
me was left alone in the house to fend for myself and speak to myself all day.
Honestly.
It's a hard life.
It's so hard.
And what have you got for your final meal?
Are you dead set? Are we really having this discussion again? The same meal that I have run for I don't know how fucking long. 150 grams of lean beef mince, 250 grams of potato, 100 grams beans, 100 grams zucchini, and some pickles.
Pickles. Alrighty, I'm going to get this down. I'm going to drink the final 500 mils of water that I'm allowed for the day. Hopefully wake up
Dry as fuck.
toit like a tiger tomorrow. Yeah, maybe we'll have a chat with Justin tomorrow because I think the people want to see more of Justin and hear more of Justin because he's a damn sight smarter and wiser and bigger than I am. He does have a lot to say, a lot of good things to say. But I'm gonna finish this meal off. That is the full diuresis day. So total calories for today were 3,247. 287 grams of protein thereabouts. I think when I track it on my fitness pal, it kind of goes a little bit gram up or down, but essentially 290 grams of protein, 280 grams of carbs, and 100 grams of fat with 2 liters of water and 4.5 grams of salt. And we will figure out the plan of attack for tomorrow when I hear from Justin, and then we will see and speak to him tomorrow. So I'm about to edit this. This will be interesting. It is 5:53 p.m. currently. Let's see how quickly I can get this YouTube video up. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.